Greetings and welcome to the Beers and Bodyslams Podcast. Sitting there across from me, the man that literally just kicked out from a Bailey to Belly, Mr. Fluffy.
Sitting across from me, the man that after WrestleMania will officially be able to take the title of Sexual Chocolate. Good old JB.
One's retiring, the other's just getting started.
That's right. That's right. You can take the mantle from him.
As you can hear, there is one person missing from this show today. Iris will not be joining us this week. He is out being a man with the people.
A man with the people?
A man amongst the people. He'll be back next week, so we'll hold it down in his absence. We got a lot of headlines to get to.
That's right.
A lot going on as we are full swing on the road to WrestleMania. Things are shaping up. We're starting to get an idea of where this card is headed.
That's right.
Lots of news to get to. We'll talk about that, a great beer, and a lot more when we come right back.
Awesome! This is the Beers and Bodyslams Podcast.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
With your host, Mr. Fluffy.
Hello, ladies.
Good old JB.
Booty-O's! They make sure you ain't booty.
And the Irish O'Leary.
There's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. A-A-W-S-T.
This is the only podcast bringing you craft beer and pro wrestling that really matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, E-Generation X proudly brings to you its WWF Tag Team Champion of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the new.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right, Fluffy, tell the good people what we're drinking.
We are drinking from Cigar City Brewing Company in the great city of Tampa, Florida.
Yes.
Which we'll talk about right after this, where we're going to see in Tampa.
Exactly.
We are drinking one of their pilot series beers. They do small batches. This is their Apricot Peach Mango American Sour. Holy cow, it's good.
Yes, really good.
4.3%, so it's very light. This is version 2 of this beer.
Not very sour.
Not very sour. But American sours aren't normally.
Yeah.
I've noticed that the American sours are definitely less puckery.
Yep.
But you're going to definitely get a good mango and apricot. I don't taste as much peach,
no, I don't
but I get a lot of apricot and a lot of mango. It's really good, though. It's a brewery exclusive to the point where there's not even a barcode on it. I picked it up at the brewery. It was really inexpensive. I gotta admit, this is a regular bottle, like a taller bottle. This was only $10. And honestly, I'd have paid a lot more for this beer.
It was good.
Yeah, yours is already gone. We didn't even start the show.
Dude, I started early. But yeah, it's a great smooth. The more you drink it, the smoother it gets.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not really sour on the front end. And like I said, don't really get a lot of peach. I actually get more apricot than anything, but it's really good. Really
I got a lot of apricot, a little bit of mango. I can taste the mango in the back.
If you were trying a sour for the first time, this would be a good one to start with.
Yeah. I'm hoping, being this is version 2, that means they liked the first one and they made adjustments. So I'm wondering if this will be eventually one of their beers.
Hit the market.
Yeah, it's really good though. So if you're in Tampa, and speaking of Tampa, before we get to the headlines, you and I are taking a field trip.
Yes,
we'll
are.
Be able to talk about it next week on next Thursday's show. We're going to see NXT.
Exactly.
We're excited.
This will be my first time.
It'll be mine too. I've never seen them live.
You didn't see TakeOver?
Oh no, we saw TakeOver. Well, okay. Yes, I saw TakeOver, but TakeOver, seeing them in that arena is like just seeing a big show.
Yeah.
I've
never seen any.
This
NXT
is me
performers
seeing
live.
NXT.
Yeah.
Like that's how I look at it.
I got you.
Like I know I went to TakeOver here in Orlando, and that was fun. It was a big event. It was great, but I do want to see him. We're seeing him in a very small arena at a college, university gymnasium, so it's going to be very intimate.
Yep.
What NXT is based off of.
Exactly.
So,
the grassroots NXT.
Yeah, so we're going to see that. So I'm sure we'll have a full report next week on that.
Absolutely.
But we have quite a few headlines to get through. I had the show somewhat planned out, and then the
things happened.
Bombshell got dropped Tuesday morning.
Yep.
That Daniel Bryan has officially been cleared by all the doctors in the WWE to return to in-ring action.
Well, by the doctor.
Yeah.
And he had to go see a ton of outside specialists.
Yeah, to convince them.
In order for him to give his clearance. But there's a lot of different layers of this. We can break it down and go through them. But
It's partly political.
it's, you know, I'll just start off by saying, you know, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do. I'm also concerned for him as a fan, knowing that Paige just came back or attempted to come back from a similar injury to the neck area. And, you know, one bad bump put that on the shelf. So I don't know the risk factors because anytime you get cut open, there's a risk involved of re-injury. So they can clear him all they want to. I am of the opinion that he kind of forced their hand to clear him.
Oh, I totally think so.
With his contract being up in September, you know, he probably was like, look, I'm leaving. And when my contract runs out, you guys can either tell me how to get cleared or, you know, I'm out of here. And they cannot deny his overwhelming popularity.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, you go see these guys. You know, if they say you're good to go, you're good to go. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm happy for him and concerned for him at the same time.
It's supposed to happen very quick too, because he's been cleared by outside doctors for quite a while. He saw a bunch of doctors that work with NFL guys and other
His
athletes.
own doctors.
His own doctors. And they all said he was fine.
Yeah.
And it was a WWE doctor that wouldn't. And supposedly they finally, you know, decided exactly what you said. They sent him to a bunch of tests and he came back completely clean. And, you know, it was huge news.
Yeah.
Whenever, you know, WWE is on TMZ and it's not a wrestler did something horrible story.
Exactly.
And it was on ESPN for a little while.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
It was.
The magnitude of this story was huge.
You know, I actually tweeted something out about this. Like, I can't remember a WWE star that was more beloved by the fans in a genuine emotional standpoint than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like, even at his height and popularity, you take the Hogans and the Stone Colds, and they didn't have that personal feel to them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't think they were like they cheered for him or for them because they were popular in the entertainment sense. But I actually feel when you hear him talk and get choked up, you can just feel like the people can relate to this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they connect with him in a way I don't think I've ever seen before.
I think that's part of it. I think part of his allure is that if you were to look at him, you don't think pro wrestler.
Yeah, exactly.
Like even like someone like a CM Punk, you could look at him and say, okay, I could see it.
Yeah.
But Daniel's never, and not just the scruffiness, the size.
Yeah.
He's never been super muscular.
Yep.
You know, he doesn't stand out in a way that screams pro athlete and I'm an elite competitor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that heart and that connection. And I agree with you. Now, I was excited. He gave a great speech to start Smackdown. You know, it was his moment. I'm glad they
didn't interrupt that.
Yeah, I was glad they kind of pushed the Sammy and KO thing at the end. We'll talk about that next. But I liked that they gave him that moment. They gave him in the crowd that moment.
Yeah.
Because it was needed.
Yep.
Because if they had interrupted it with KO and Sammy coming out or Shane coming out,
cheapened the moment.
It would have cheapened it. But that was general emotion. When
Yeah.
he was talking about his child and his wife and his family,
Yeah.
you could see
He broke down.
Yeah, he broke down.
Yeah.
It was good. Then later in the evening, he came back out again to confront Sammy and KO,
Yep.
who the week before had obliterated Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
And made some really good points about the whole storyline. You know, I love how they went right personal. They said, you know, number one, Daniel said, yeah, Shane was right. I was living through you guys. Every time you guys succeeded, I felt good because we came up together.
Yep.
And then said, you know, I don't understand why you attacked Shane. He just gave you a match at WrestleMania against each other.
Yep.
A showcase for you two to go out there and show that you're the best of the best against each other.
Yep.
And you attack him for it. And then fires them.
Yeah.
Straight out. Now, thank God he didn't do the whole McMahon.
Yeah,
You know, he just went,
He did it his
you're
way.
fired.
Yeah.
The look on Sammy's face was priceless.
Yeah, it was
it
good.
was awesome. Like KO just looked angry. Sammy looked confused and bewildered, which
Yeah.
is what Sammy's really good at right now.
Exactly. He's finding his way. I actually think he'll get into the main event picture this year.
Sammy?
Yeah,
Think so?
I do. He's really like the heel thing is working for me.
Yeah.
He seems more relaxed. You know what I mean? He's decided like he finally has embraced it.
Yeah.
He's not like a full arrogant. I mean, a full heel to the point where he's talking down to people. He's just kind of like.
No, he's expressing his feelings.
He's like, you know what? I'm looking out for me now.
Yeah.
That type of heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's still got what makes it interesting at a heel turn is he's still got the same music.
Well, he's
still got the same actions. Like he hasn't changed anything.
Yeah, just his mannerisms are different. But the way he, like I said, he does not like KO. He doesn't run people down.
No.
In that regard, it's more of a I'm looking out for me type of heel.
Okay.
And then he even got serious, recently when him and KO would have their moments back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
He kind of like you can see that serious side to him too, which he doesn't come across as just a goofy sidekick.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, and the first time they've been hooked up, it was kind of that. When they first started this, it was kind of that way.
Yeah.
It was Sammy acting goofy and KO being serious.
He's starting to find his own way.
And then the moment we knew was going to happen.
Oh yeah.
Where KO just snapped, attacked
what he
Daniel.
does best.
And at first I thought, honestly, I got to admit, when KO went after Daniel and Sammy walked over, for a moment, I thought Sammy was going to take KO off of him.
Yeah.
And then he kept kicking him. I don't know why. I just had this weird, like it looked the way he was walking over.
Yeah.
But Daniel fought back. Daniel looked good. It was nice to see him getting physical. He's doing the yes kicks and the drop kicks and he looked a little rusty, but it's going to take him some time. It's going to take him some, just like any pro athlete says, you can go to the gym all day. He can be in the ring all day.
Can't simulate an actual match.
Exactly. Pro footballers talk about that. They can practice all day long, but you can't simulate a game.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
I'm assuming he'll be at the Performance Center a lot between now and WrestleMania, working out.
And we're assuming it hasn't been officially announced yet.
We all know where this is headed.
Yeah, it's going to be Shane and Daniel versus KO and Sammy.
Yeah.
And we're expecting some swerve in there.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah, and I think you and I both agree that we think it's going to be Shane that swerves.
Because that gives Brian an out as GM.
Yeah.
He can fire him as GM and then go that way with it.
Yeah. And I don't think it'll be what I don't want is a classic McMahon story where Shane sides with Sammy and Cam goes, I was with them the whole time. This was all a plan.
Yeah.
Like I want him to turn on Daniel almost like saying, you know what? I'm done for a while. You can deal with these two idiots because I'm assuming the match will be if Sammy and KO win, they get their contracts back. Mm-hmm. And I almost want Shane to turn on him and look, now they're your problem.
Yeah. You kept them around when I tried to fire him.
Exactly.
So
I tried to fire him multiple times, and you kept them around. And when you were off doing whatever you were doing, getting medically cleared, I'm the one who had to deal with them every week. Now you can deal with them, and you can see what happens.
Yeah.
And basically, he's like, have fun, and walks away.
Yeah.
And Shane disappears for a while.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited to see Daniel back.
I am too. Cautiously optimistic will be the phrase I go with here.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see. My only fear is that Shane likes to steal moments at WrestleMania.
He's good at it.
Yeah.
People can say what they want. And
I know.
He's not a performer, but like to be even when he was younger, he stole some shows.
Yeah. Well, him off the Titantron that one time.
I mean, that was just him. That match, like I will never forget the match him and Kurt Angle had.
Yeah. Oh, the glass.
I mean, like he sacrificed his body in a way that he's not physically equipped to do so.
So we've got 3 weeks until WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
So KO and Sammy gone this following week, then come back, or are they gone for 2 weeks, then come back the week before?
If you do it right, you don't even bring them back until the week of
the go home show.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta add to the suspense.
Or do you pull an angle where like they're not here this week, but next week they're in the arena, but as a fan, like they buy tickets. Like I'm just trying to figure out how you get them because you got to set it up right.
Don't even have them around. Like play like I'll get into it later about Roman Reigns, but don't even have them around. Go with the storyline. Don't even have Shane there.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how you set up the match. I guess if they're fired, you don't have a match at WrestleMania.
The go home show that Tuesday.
Yeah.
Shane comes back.
Okay.
Show up at WrestleMania if you want your chance to get your jobs. If you want a chance to get your jobs back, you show up at WrestleMania.
Actually, this is where you could use social media, because you could basically just have KO and Sammy on Twitter.
I take it a step further.
And ranting and raving continuously.
Don't even show up. Matter of fact, when Mania comes around, you technically you don't even have to have a contract, right? Have them fight in street clothes.
There you go.
Don't even fight in your wrestling gear.
KO kind of fights in street clothes.
Well, I mean, just he literally just came out of the crowd.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, sell it all the way through, and when you are a performer again, then you get your wrestling boots back.
Yeah.
Type of deal. You know what I mean?
All right.
That's how I would do it.
All right. So some of the other big news this week was the WWE has changed their mind on the Moolah Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
Smart move.
Thanks to a lot of people pointing out some things from Moolah's past and things that Vince's dad brushed under the rug in a lot of ways. This is sort of ghosts of the past haunting Vince. It will now be called the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. I'm kind of disappointed in that. I kind of wish they almost picked a different person name after, but I guess I understood they couldn't just throw another name on there.
Name it after some of the modern day women.
Yeah.
Trish or Lita.
Yeah.
Somebody, that's still relevant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be dead to honor them.
Yeah.
They helped, they didn't get the benefit, but they're the inspiration for this younger group of women. Why wouldn't they name it after one of them?
Yeah, I just figured it's a cop out. And I think
it is a cop out.
I think that will come next year.
I don't think they plan on having to change it, so they really couldn't think.
Oh no,
of anything.
I don't think this is I don't think next year when they get to WrestleMania 35, it will not be called the Women's Battle Royal. It will be named something.
Yeah, it's too generic.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they were, because think about it. They do have to run, like, before they announced it as the Moolah, I know they go through copyright things and they check everything, and they didn't have time for all that stuff.
They didn't expect the backlash.
Oh God, it was bad.
Yeah, they weren't expecting that.
But good for them for doing it quick. I mean, it was like 3 days later they had already all right, it changed.
We say a lot of crap about WWE, but this time they listened to their fans, and that's they should be commended.
And that's the thing, is this did not come from any media source.
No, this
was all fan driven.
Exactly.
It started on Twitter and it grew to Facebook and it just turned
into a petition really quickly.
And it was so very good for them. I'm glad that, and some people kind of knocked on them a little bit, saying, well, they should have known. They live in a bubble.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Like, you can, first of all, we talked about this last week. You're mirroring what the guys are doing anyway. So there really wasn't a lot of thought into the actual match itself.
Yeah.
The guys are doing a battle royal. Let's let the women do a battle royal. Yeah. We'll slap, who was the biggest female name we can think of? Moolah, because they already got the Mae Young Invitational or whatever, Mae Young Classic. So Moolah obviously was the next choice, because they will always be linked together, Moolah and Mae Young. So they just drew her name, and that's how it went down.
And the thing is the other thing is, I give them a little pass on the original choice is a lot of people that probably named this didn't know a lot of the stories. Like, I mean, Vince had the final decision.
Oh, yeah.
But when this was pitched, it wasn't like somebody went, well, Moolah did. I mean, like, these guys,
they weren't banking on people even doing the homework on that.
I learned a lot about things I'd heard stories and read a few things.
She was before my time anyway.
Exactly. But there was some brutal stuff out there.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, her stealing money. So, but,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of WrestleMania 35, it was announced this week that in 2019, it will return to the great state of New Jersey at MetLife Stadium, outside in Jersey again in April.
Hopefully there's no nor'easters coming through that weekend.
Do you wonder about that? They announced it. They got lucky the first time.
They really did.
They didn't admit they got lucky the first time.
Yeah, I don't know whether.
And they're testing it again. And the days after they tested, all these bad storms hit New York City.
Isn't that crazy?
You're nuts.
They build a temporary roof, which is bad.
But that only covers the ring.
But it's bad, from a fan's perspective, because you can't see.
Yeah,
you have to look at the jumbotron.
Yeah, a lot of people in Upper Rose said they couldn't see.
Yeah, so that I don't whatever they want to capitalize off that big stage, but at what cost to the quality of the show for the people live?
Now, I will say that the MetLife show a few years ago was really good.
It was a good show.
It was a good show. It looked pretty as a TV watcher watching it on my big screen. It looked amazing.
Even as amazing as it looked, you have to prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
So what happens if it snows?
Well, I've always said that. I'm more worried. Like, I'm worried about snow. Every time they've done it outside, they did it in Orlando and everything. I'm always worried about rain. Like, what do you do?
Like, exactly.
You know, you have.
It rained in Miami. Didn't it rain? No, that was for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sorry, think about it.
But you always get worried about that. Like, you know, they have fireworks and they have all this stuff and they have this long ramp.
Oh, I'm sure they have a plan B and C, but it's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying is what would be like, okay, so let's say we'll use Orlando as an example. Let's say it rained here all day on Orlando. You can't use that ramp.
No.
Because that ramp is slick to begin with, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have this weird, all your entrances
have to drive
gone.
them down in a golf cart or something. Which would really, like you just.
Dampen it.
Yeah, you're rolling the dice with that one.
But especially up there, it's going to be cold.
Yeah, you're rolling the dice.
It's going to be cold. But I'm excited. I mean, you know, good for them. Once again, you know, they come and knocking and arenas throw money at them.
Oh, of course.
Now, you know, because Superdome wanted it so badly, they were willing to do anything at New Orleans. And now I'm sure New York was the same way. So, but congratulations to them for getting that.
Absolutely.
All right. So on to one more piece of news before we get into the shows a little bit. Hall of Fame. We have 2 news pieces in the Hall of Fame. Number 1, we kind of teased it in the opener. Mark Henry has officially been announced in the Hall of Fame. So I guess this officially answers the question of are you retired or not that's been floating around for about 6 months now, that we all said you're retired. He went, I don't know.
Yeah, he's been, I mean, obviously he's been retired from in-ring competition, but he's been doing like global promotions.
No, but he talked about
working for
he wanted to get back in the ring.
There's nothing left for him to do.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, he probably didn't want to, but even a couple of years ago, he had mentioned wanting to spend more time with his kids and family and stuff. So now is the time for him to get out. You know, he had a good run. He finally got some recognition later in his career.
Yeah,
he actually peaked later. You know, which most people are the opposite. But you know, I'd put his world title runs up there with some of Randy Orton's lackluster.
Well, I was going to say, you know, we kind of knocked on Hillbilly Jim when he went in. I'm not knocking this one.
No.
This is another one that, you know, you say Goldberg, the Dudleys, and Mark Henry. Those are your guys that like they go in, like they deserve.
Well,
to
you
be
think
there.
about him. He's survived the Monday Night Wars Attitude Era.
Oh yeah, he's heard a lot.
He's been there through all of it. Never left. You know, he's been a mainstay with the company. You know, I can see him if he wanted to get another role with the company down the road. But congrats to Mark Henry, man. You know, at first you always wonder when these crossover athletes come over, how they're going to do. And it's like, you know, I didn't really expect much out of him when I first saw him other than just somebody strong and like a big brute.
Yeah.
But he actually showed a lot of personality as he got, you know, grew in his career and got comfortable in his role.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is his interesting arc is that, you know, you first really start remembering him when he was in Nation of Domination.
Yep.
You know, and he was good in the Nation of Domination.
Yep.
And then he had his goofy time
with the Sex with Chocolate,
which
was hilarious,
which was hysterical. And again, it
fit the time.
It fit the time, and it was great. I mean, okay, the hand thing
that was the low
bizarre.
Point. Yeah,
but beyond that, when he was just sexual chocolate,
it was so funny.
And then he left for a little while just to take time off, and he came back, with this the Hall of Pain, and this, you know, you're going to get your ass kicked thing, and it worked, man. And what was great about him, especially in the later years, his last, I'd say 3 or 4 years, is he would pop in for a few months and leave.
Yeah.
And you never felt like when he came back, it was just, here's another guy returning.
Yeah.
You usually got to chill because someone was about getting killed.
Seriously.
Like, he never came back and it was like, oh, it's Mark Henry. That's cute. No, it was, oh, crap.
Yeah. And that phrase legitimized him real life. Like, you fear him walking towards you. It's like, oh hell, somebody's about to get it.
His retirement, the fake retirement, was amazing.
Absolutely.
When he was in the ring crying, and then Cena came out to hug him, and he just dropped him. That was brilliant.
That was great. That was probably one of his best moments.
That was so
that was
good.
One of his best moments.
But I would love to thank Mark Henry. I mean, he deserves to go in. And you know what? I'm intrigued to see who's going to induct him into the Hall of Fame.
I would say The Rock, maybe.
Godfather. Could be. I want to hear his speech.
Farouk, Ron Simmons, maybe.
Yeah. He's actually, I've seen him speak done a couple things like interviews and
that?
stuff like that. Mark Henry, he's really good. Like he's eloquent and he's good.
Well, that's why he's an ambassador.
Yeah,
now for
I'm
the
really
company.
intrigued to see his.
It'll be a lot of emotion.
Yeah,
because he really was appreciative of the opportunity.
Yeah.
Just from everything that I've heard, and you could see, he's gonna like he was never in it for like fame, or for like quick money.
No.
He really loved the business. He talks about that. He's I would say probably him and the Undertaker are probably two of the most respected people in backstage.
Totally.
You never heard a negative thing said, and that respect factor is there from everybody on the roster. I've never heard anything bad said about Mark Henry.
No, he invented a career because honestly, nothing against powerlifters, but beyond the Olympics, there's not a lot. It's not, there isn't
it's a platform.
Yeah, there is no, a powerlifting league. There's no, beyond local events and stuff like that and bar stuff. There's nothing. So he was able to roll his personality into a great career in the WWE, and he deserves it. So, speaking of the Hall of Fame, it's been announced that Edge and Christian will awesomely induct the Dudleys into the Hall of Fame.
Couldn't think of a better team to do it.
They're trying to supposedly get the Hardys too, but now I'm hearing it's just Edge and Christian. That was the original plan to have 4 of them do it, but I think
they may come out.
Yeah.
Because they'll always be linked together.
Oh, yeah.
So, they may show up and towards the end, but Edge and Christian definitely the team though.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy aren't going to inspire anybody with their speeches.
The only problem with on that stage at that point will only be Christian's the only one not in the Hall of Fame.
No, this is true.
Because Edge is in, the Dudleys are now going in. It's just poor Christian. And another guy that if he went in tomorrow, I'm not going to argue against it.
Who is it?
Christian.
Oh, yeah.
He deserves to be in there.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Between what he did with ENC to begin with,
he'll get in
his career afterwards.
I mean, he's the 8-time tag champion.
Yeah,
Intercontinental, world title.
Oh, yeah,
he'll definitely get in.
But
they're making him wait for leaving and going to TNA. That's why he's.
Oh, you think so?
No, definitely.
Yeah, possibly,
definitely.
But I'm excited again. Okay, this is the speech we're going one of two ways. Either I will watch the whole thing and laugh my ass off as Edge and Christian do their speech, or I fast forward after 3 minutes because
corny.
They get really bad sometimes, corny. Where if they come out with, it's just they get cheesy sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't mind being goofy, but they get a little nuts.
They're still kind of stuck in the 90s a little bit.
So I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's cool. And more inductees will start getting announced in the next couple of weeks. So I'm excited to see who's going to induce who.
How many do they have already?
Well,
they have like 6 already, 7.
No, I want to know. No, they're all in. I want to know who's going to induce them. Who induct them? Who's inducting them? That's what I want to know. Edge and Christian's the only ones we know so far. Everybody else is not. Who's Hillbilly Jim supposedly wants Hulk Hogan.
That ain't happening.
I haven't heard.
I'd be surprised, but
yeah. Jarrett, who knows? Mark Henry now. Goldberg.
Stephanie will probably do him.
Goldberg, I'm assuming.
Paul Heyman, I'm telling you.
It could be Heyman or it could be Bischoff could come back.
I'm thinking Heyman.
We'll see on that one. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. All right, so let's get into some news that came out of Raw and SmackDown. Let's do it. All right, so, okay, Roman Reigns comes out when he wasn't supposed to because he was banned from the building and suspended. Gets arrested by 3 of the worst looking U.S. Marshals I've ever seen. If you're a U.S. Marshal, why do you have to flip open your wrists to read the Miranda rights? Don't you know them by heart?
I don't. That was bad.
And then proceeds to beat the crap out of the U.S. Marshals. And I'm thinking, do you really want to show some guy beating up federal officers, even if they're fake?
They can do it in real life.
I'm like, that may not be the best thing to do.
Here's the thing. I'm a stickler for the details. You're suspended.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you in your wrestling gear?
Because that's what he wears all the time. Roman Reigns. You're
Where are you in your wrestling gear if you're not supposed to be there?
No, I've heard. Like when he goes to bed, he has a soft version of that outfit.
Dude,
when he takes a shower, he showers in it. He never takes it off.
I'm gonna need you to put some jeans or some sweatpants on or something. Like if you're not supposed to be there, and
Zumba pants,
and you're walking through the crowd, I'm gonna need you not to have your wrestling gear on if you're suspended.
And your wrists taped up.
We're gonna commit to the storyline. Let's go all the way with it.
Maybe you should have come out in like a business suit.
It's something other than your wrestling gear when you're not supposed to be wrestling because you're not even supposed to be in the building.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing wrestling boots?
I agree.
I mean, just like little details like that make a big difference to people that actually care.
Well, then we had a little detail come out
Yeah, we did.
because Brock came out
He ain't looking too little these days.
and beat the living schnizzles. I know what they're doing. They're trying to get people to cheer for Roman. That's the entire purpose of this.
Oh, yeah.
Is make Brock look like
And it's not going to happen.
a horrible
They
monster.
made for this match.
Yeah.
They made for this match.
Besides Brock just throwing Roman Reigns through the ring, Heyman standing outside the
Holding
ring
the
with the
belt
belt, jumping up and down like a pogo stick, like a crazy man. What was up with that? Like, that was more activity I've seen Heyman do in years.
The greatest manager of all time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that
Greatest
far.
manager
No.
of all time.
Heenan's the
Well,
first there.
let me back up. The greatest promoter
Yeah, there we go.
of all time.
Yeah.
When Lesnar leaves, I think unfortunately Heyman's going to go with
And
him.
it's going to be sad.
Yeah, and it's like, he could be used for so much more to help other people get over. It's just going to be a shame when Lesnar leaves because eventually he will.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause he's got some unfinished business to take care of in UFC, and he doesn't even look like he's in shape.
No.
He just looks like he looks
He's pudgy.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's not even training. For
He's
anything.
looked pudgy since he beat. Like last year, WrestleMania, he looked somewhat in
But
shape.
he looks even like
in the last
a lot
year,
less.
agree. In the last year, since his WrestleMania win last year against Goldberg, he has gotten.
I don't know because he got popped for the UFC for that drug test or
Could
whatever.
be.
But like he just his physique doesn't even look the same.
Yeah, but
I digress.
all right. Well, before we move on, I once again would like to thank Cigar City Brewing Company out of Tampa for your Apricot Peach Mango American Sour Ale pilot series.
She was good.
Mine's gone too, and I still got half a show to go, but that's okay. We'll move on. But thank you. No, it's really good. You know what this beer would be good with? Like fish. I don't know why, but I could see this having this like a nice piece of salmon. Like normally I don't think a sour is a pairing wise.
Yeah, I don't think I could eat and drink this.
I could. Because I like, you know
I mean,
what?
any fruit, like any tropical fruit would go with seafood.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because I use salmon with like mango chutney or something like that. And that's what this reminds
like
me of.
shrimp or
yeah,
fish
like
or
this
something.
reminds me of having like a mango chutney.
Yeah.
So I think this would really go
Yeah, it
with
would go well, but
Yeah.
the sour was
So,
kind of weird.
so Braun Strowman must find a partner.
Get these hands.
Because he was told that he can't wrestle by himself in a tag team match.
Oh, it is called a tag team, so
I understand that, but
We
really,
have rules and regulations,
yeah, that we choose which ones we're going to enforce this week and not next week. As in Roman Reigns being suspended but being in wrestling gear.
Exactly.
We'll digress. So rumor has it it's Elias. Like everybody assumes it's going to be Elias.
It has to be.
Because that was his last major program. They both had fun in it.
Dude, you can't lose the momentum Elias has.
No.
Like, and they would play off of each other so well.
And I think they're going to win.
Oh, of course.
I think they're going into WrestleMania.
It's not even a question in my mind.
And they're going to win.
Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen.
I envision a lot of Team Hell No antics. Like, honestly, like, and basically almost like, but flip roles. As in Strowman being the Daniel, I'm really excited to be here role, and Elias being the what the hell did I get myself into role. But that was Kane's role, remember? He was always the one that was kind of like, ugh.
I think Braun will be like, I don't need you. You just stand there and just,
I see a lot of that too.
Be there.
Yeah.
If I need you, I'll tag you in. I'll do the heavy lifting type of deal.
I expect a lot of tags to the chest.
Yeah.
Like Braun just coming over and slapping
Yeah.
across the chest and go.
Yeah. It'll be good. They could do something with that for a while.
And it'd be good for the bar too.
Yeah.
It's going to give them a couple weeks because now I'm disappointed they didn't start it this week. Like when they told them, I expected the whole. This is where I feel like they drop balls. You announce he needs a partner, and then you don't see Strowman the rest of the show.
Yeah.
There should have been little vignettes of him in the back
Asking people.
either asking people or people asking him or him going, who am I going to pick?
Yeah.
Who wants these? Like just something to keep me connected because now going into next week, I have nothing to connect me to that. Like I wanted something.
Yeah.
You know? But you could have had people go up to him and talk to him.
Hopefully they expand on that this week.
Yeah, I think they will.
But there's only one obvious choice.
Yeah. Bayley showed some heel tendencies this week in her match with Sasha, or again as a tag team partner. That was interesting.
They're starting to boost Sasha.
Yeah.
And Bayley, but when she was talking about the Elimination Chamber, that kind of got heat for Sasha.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think they'll pull the trigger on her?
I feel like it though, because
I just think they're teasing it. I don't think she'll turn heel.
Because this is why. This is why I think they may be going that direction. Is Bayley's playing the disinterested part. Bayley is totally playing the. You can see she's torn.
Yeah.
Like when Sasha went for the tag, she didn't reach out.
Yeah.
And she's on the ring, not looking bored, but looking conflicted.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect opportunity to give her a rebrand. You strip her down, as in you take the purples and the greens and stuff out of her coloring. I don't want her to go goth black, but you definitely tone her down a little bit. Mm-hmm. You get rid of the wacky inflatable tube men.
Oh, definitely.
You bring her down.
Change her music.
You get rid of the whole thing.
Send her to Smackdown.
You could do that, or you could almost use the old Daniel Bryan when he had the yes, 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 and he taped over it to say no. She could have the word hug and a line through it in a circle, like almost like saying, I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
And Sasha's the one playing the face stuff. She's the one, trying to be friends with her, and Bayley looks just disinterested.
Yeah. That's a storyline.
Yeah.
Because you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
And that's the mark of a good, compelling storyline. We literally don't know which one's going to turn.
Yeah.
And that's what we need more of from them. I love it. We'll see, we'll see what happens. Obviously, they're going to put on a great performance at WrestleMania. So
I'm concerned that's going to be a pre-show match.
No.
I hope not.
There's no way.
I hope not.
With two championship matches on the card, and
they always try to throw one least big match in the pre-show now.
I just can't see that.
I agree with you.
Because they already said it's going to run long this year. Prepare for them to run over.
Yeah. Or they're in the pre-show.
They can't be in the pre-show.
The only reason it could be in the pre-show, let's play out, is you have them in the pre-show, the stipulation being whoever wins that goes into the women's WrestleMania Royal Rumble match. So you tease that in the beginning.
No, you make that a number one contender match or something.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you can't. That can't be on a pre-show.
I agree. No, I agree with you. It shouldn't be, but I have a really.
They would put the bar on the pre-show before they.
You already have 3 women's matches on the card. Not big, but you already have 3 advertised huge women's matches on the card.
Yeah.
Nia and Alexa.
Well, really. No, they're mixed. If you think Ronda, that's 4.
Okay, that's 4. Yeah. You already have 4 major matches involving women in it. You have the mixed match. You have the
the Rumble will definitely be the pre-show.
I don't think so. I think they'll open the show with that one. I think they'll do it that way. They did the original Andre Battle Royal. They'll open the show with that. You might see
both of the Rumble matches on the preview.
Could be. So Cena comes out. Once again, calls Taker a coward.
Yeah.
Tells him to do something. The crowd chants do something. Kane shows up. Now, the reason I bring this up is not because that Kane chokeslammed him and they're going to wrestle next week. It is the over-exaggeration and the horrendous facial expressions that Cena's using. That look of he looks like he belongs in the 70s wrestling. Like that whole, oh my God.
Well, he looks like basically he's in an arena full of 12-year-olds.
Yeah. And we're not.
So like he's pandering to that demographic.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was just too much.
And I don't need to see Cena versus Kane.
Well, you won't see it on anything meaningful.
It's on Raw next week.
Well, Raw.
What I'm saying is, but I don't need to see it next week.
Well, they haven't announced it, have they?
Yeah, they announced it right afterward. Oh no, they announced it. They announced it 2 segments later after that after that segment ran, that Cena is going to wrestle Kane next week. Yeah. Now, the only reason I want to see
set that up for the return.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, though. That's my only hope is that this match doesn't actually. It happens, but at some point during the match, we hear the gong, the lights go out, and the Taker is in the middle of the ring, hopefully not using a walker, and beats the guy. I really don't want him to come back. I'm really scared.
He's not gonna. They're not gonna let him go out on a loss.
No. He's gonna beat Cena.
I'm saying, like, if he were to come back, like, he's gonna go out on a high note. You're not gonna have him losing 2 WrestleManias in a row.
You have no. He lost, then won, then lost.
Who did he beat in the middle?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he lost. He broke the streak.
Yeah,
then beat
right.
Bray, and then went. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right.
How the mighty Bray have fallen so far.
So, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see where we go with that. So,
yeah, it'll be interesting. That's for one word.
Yeah. He's coming. He's definitely coming. They wouldn't be promoting this hardly if Taker wasn't coming.
Yeah.
So
57 or 53 years of age.
So now we're going to get to your favorite subject this week.
Oh, goodness.
Ultimate Deletion.
Floor is yours, Fluffy.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I was a fan of the first ones. This
oh,
was bad.
My gosh.
We had fireworks set off by Vanguard 1. We had, at one point, them playing Scooby-Doo Doors, where Matt would show up at one spot and Bray would run to it and he'd show up somewhere else. That was weird. Somehow, Matt rebuilt Bray's shack, but apparently I figured they were going inside of it, but apparently they only built the outside as in the wall because they never went inside. Because the payoff I thought would be them going into the shack. We had one brief Jeff Hardy appearance, which means that was the only part they couldn't figure out how to edit out.
Exactly.
My favorite part of the whole thing was when they were in the shed in the ring in the deletion dome, whatever the hell it was, and Matt Hardy goes, wheel of chairs, mower of lawns, wheel of chair, mower of lawns, and then proceeds to try to run over Bray Wyatt, which wouldn't have worked because mowers don't work that way.
There's a riff in a tree or something. Like what's happening?
Oh my god! And then Bray
what's going
goes into the lake and disappears. Senor Hardy, he is gone. And Bray's been. If Bray comes back as Husky Harrison, I'm done. I'm freaking done. Telling you right now, if next week Husky Harrison comes out, I'm done.
Just Harris.
Yeah. Just Harris?
Yeah.
You think he'll just come out as Harris?
No, it's Husky Harris.
Oh, Husky Harris.
Yeah.
I'm done. If he's reincarnated as Husky Harris.
Oh my god.
Or if you're gonna
he might as well be Husky Harris the way they've been booking him.
Maybe they'll cut his hair and they'll have him come on as IRS Junior.
IRS Junior. He needs him. It may be time for either another family or he needs a makeover.
He needs a family. No, he's not getting a makeover. He needs a family.
Not to make a total, but something's got to tweak his character.
Yeah.
The Sister Abigail or something. He's got to have something.
Yeah.
He's floundering by himself.
We talked about
either that or he may be being punished.
What the hell do you do now?
Just for that whole deal.
The whole thing with JoJo still?
I think they wouldn't be shocking for them to hold grudges.
No, not at all.
So he may be being, he could be being punished for that.
Yeah.
That's unless you're a certain people, it's frowned upon.
Yeah.
But
certain people, Cena. Yeah. Certain people, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, exactly.
Certain people.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Lana came in with Rusev, so that was,
got married and she hadn't been the same since.
Although they met in NXT, so yeah, that's still the same situation.
Announced her wedding and hadn't been the same since for her
right.
at least.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
So,
not a lot on SmackDown this week. Just a couple small things.
Yeah.
We finally got to see Ty Dillinger, and the most pathetic part of that was the fact that number one, I knew he was going to lose. They didn't show his interest on TV.
Not at all.
Like that was sad. Like I don't care if you don't show the whole thing. But at least do the whole where he comes out right before the commercial break.
Yeah, and then go to commercial.
Yeah. That was,
How are you, if you're Tyler Breeze right now or Fandango, how are you feeling with Mania being 3 weeks away?
I'd be nervous as hell because I think I'm going to...
You haven't been doing anything meaningful in the last 6 months.
Because my assumption is the minute my feet go over the top rope of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I might as well just pack my bag and go right to the next promotion because I am gone.
Exactly. It's going to be a sad day after Mania.
The other thing that happened, there was one other, I want to talk about Carmella too, but I will say the backstage segment between AJ and Shinsuke was fun too.
Yeah.
That was good. That was actually really good. AJ looks conflicted, and I like it.
Oh, he's definitely going to go back.
Yeah,
to old school AJ.
Yeah,
I think he came in.
I think he's turning heel.
Oh yeah,
he's turning heel.
Clearly. You're only going to push him so far.
So we had Natty versus Charlotte.
Yep.
And actually it wasn't a bad match.
No.
Natty looked really good. Like Natty did a real job. And then again, where I get confused about the rules that we have in the WWE. Carmella comes out to cash in. Now, my assumption always was the minute you hand the briefcase over and you say yes,
we got to ring the bell, start the match.
But there was like 2 minutes between when she handed the briefcase and Natty pinned her.
She rolled her up pretty quickly.
Yeah, but still, I'm just...
Well, first of all, Charlotte kicked Carmella, and then she got rolled up.
Yeah, true.
So the bell never technically rang to start the match. So that's how the deal goes.
I'm just confused by... this is them making sure that Carmella is relevant again. Going into WrestleMania.
No, I think that, and there's a little foreshadowing there. This is them setting up her cash in and lose moment
at WrestleMania.
Whenever it happens, it may or may not happen at WrestleMania, but I don't think she's going to win her cash in.
Yeah, you think so?
She's lost so much momentum. You can't possibly Are you really going to have her beat Asuka for it?
Oh God, no! Asuka will tear her apart.
No, I mean say Asuka beats Charlotte. You think they're going to have her break the streak on the cash in? That would, now for me, if you're really sold on the Carmella, what perfect way to end Asuka's streak than on a fluke cash in? If you're going to really put your support behind Carmella, if she's not that girl that you think she is, then she obviously is going to lose that cash in.
See,
but if you're pushing the chips in all on Carmella, there's no better way for her to gain credibility to break Asuka's streak at WrestleMania on a sneaky cash in.
See, I see going to I see a sneaky cash in to see if Carmella pins Charlotte, it doesn't break Asuka's streak. She can come into the match at the end and just like they did with Seth Rollins and make it a triple threat.
Yeah, they could do that.
And she can pin Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then she's the champion. Asuka's still undefeated.
Yeah.
She's never been defeated.
No, I'm saying, but like if she's going to cash in and win, and you really want to make it spectacular, and you really want to get her to gain some momentum other than just cashing in at WrestleMania, like literally put something behind it.
Yeah.
Then have her cash in on Asuka when she's vulnerable and win. Like there's no better springboard. That's like, somebody like instead of Brock beating the Undertaker streak. I mean, imagine what that would have done for Bray Wyatt's career. You know what I mean?
There's been a lot of people that should have beaten that streak. We won't get into that.
But I'm just saying, like, you're using that moment to elevate someone that needs it.
Yeah.
And she's been floundering ever since she won the thing, and unfortunately, since Ellsworth was let go.
Yeah.
She hasn't really found her footing.
I agree.
And that's no fault of hers.
No, it's just sloppy.
But they're just not really. It's like you have the briefcase. That's your storyline. We're not. We'll use you when we need you, type of deal.
Yeah,
and that's where she's fallen into that.
All right. But it's we're 3 weeks out from WrestleMania. Yeah, it's building. The card's starting to come together.
There's really, outside of a few things, I'm looking forward to the show.
Yeah, we've got a triple threat match for the Intercontinental or for the U.S. title.
Yep.
We've got a triple threat for the Intercontinental. We got the mixed tag. We've got the title matches all set up. So the title matches have come in. Now we just need some of the filler matches around it. To kind of come in. I don't know.
Your Sasha Bailey's.
Yeah. The tag titles haven't really been. On Smackdown,
it'll be a triple.
Who's the Usos wrestling? They haven't really announced it.
It'll
yet.
be the New Day and the Bludgeons.
I'm assuming that too.
That'll be a pre-show match.
But that'll be a pre-show match. But that's the only one I can think of that hasn't been. That's the only title I can think of right now that hasn't been officially put into place.
Yeah.
So all right.
We got 3 weeks.
All right, we got 3 weeks. Line of the week. It's the crowd. The crowd at the end of SmackDown. That after Sammy and KO beat the crap out of Daniel all on their own. This is why I love these moments. that were completely generated by the crowd. No one provoked them. No one started this. It was them yelling, "You're still fired." That
was awesome.
is hysterical.
That was funny.
Because one guy yelled it, then 3 guys yelled it, then 15 guys yelled it. And you could hear it growing as it was going. You could hear it spreading to the point where it was all the entire arena's yelling, "You're still fired."
KO has some of the best facial expressions that there are in the business right now.
Oh, yeah. I have an honorable mention, though.
Okay.
This one was too good to give up.
I know where you're going with
It was
this.
Shinsuke in the back.
Yeah.
Him and AJ talking it over. And when Shinsuke goes, "AJ, I have something to tell you." And then he goes, Yeah. You're going to beat me at WrestleMania. Shinsuke pauses for the ever moment and goes, "You should have more confidence, AJ." And I'm going, holy crap. Shinsuke just told him to have more confidence. And then he's, "Yeah, I'm going to beat you anyways."
Man.
But just that moment of him telling him, "You should have more confidence in yourself." I'm
AJ's
going,
like, what is happening
what
right now?
is going on with this show? That was great, though.
Great line. He's starting to show more of his personality, which is great.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
For those that didn't really follow his career, like this is really, I've seen some of him in NXT, but I really didn't hear much of him as far as promos and speaking. And they kind of kept him protected, for lack of a better word, as far as him talking a lot.
They're letting him go more.
And it seems like now they're giving him more lines, and he looks more comfortable.
You know what it is? I also feel like he's toned down the weirdness a little bit.
Yeah.
NXT, he was bizarre, and even when he first came onto the roster, he did the whole arm stretch thing. He still does some of that stuff, but I definitely feel like they've toned him back a little bit. And I think it's that he's finally understanding how to play to the American audience.
Yep.
Yeah, that works in Japan, but different things don't work over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas we want more of a stiffer thing, and we don't need that. Like, we want more. I want to hear him talk.
Yeah.
And he's gotten better. And the other good thing is, you notice he's finally taking the damn mouthpiece out when he talks. Because when that was a problem, when he first started doing promos, he kept his mouth guard in, and he would talk like this, and it was just like, it would kill it. Where now he takes it out and talks, and that's nice.
Good stuff.
I would like to thank Cigar City Brewing out of Tampa for your pilot series Apricot Peach Mango American Sour Ale.
Good stuff.
If there's
Go
more,
get it.
When there's more on Saturday, I might pick up another bottle of this. I'm telling you right now.
I got a couple of things I'm going to pick up while I'm down there.
That may be something I pick up on Saturday. That's really, really good.
It was good.
You can follow us on all the social media platforms, on the Twitter, on the Facebook. Twitter, we're Beers and Body Slams. On Facebook, we're Beers and Body Slams Podcast. You can also follow us at beersandbodyslams.com. You can see what we're doing on there, see as the shows are posted, and fun stuff like that.
Follow us on the Untapped app. Search and see if you can find not this particular beer, but great local beers in your area.
It's in there.
Is it in distribution?
No.
Well, that's what I said.
They meant find it in Untapped. Oh no,
no.
Sorry.
You won't be able to find this.
No.
You can search in your local area for great craft beers. Pull up some of the ones that we've tried on the show. See if you can try them and find them in your local area. You can follow me. At Good OLJB. You can follow me at Mr. Fluffy. God, 4% beer and I'm hammered. How the hell is that possible? I am 15 away from 1100. Wow, I don't even know. This was where I'm at. This was 1085. So wow. I'm getting there. Moving on up. I'm getting there. I'm definitely roaring. So I'm sure I'll add some more on. What's your next milestone? 1,500? No, I think the next badge is like 2,000 or 5,000. 5,000. Yeah, I think it's really high. It's really weird. Let me look. What's your personal next milestone? Oh, 2,000. 2,000. It's always 2,000. Yeah, it's gonna be 2,000. Okay. It's getting to that. That's because I figure 1,100, 1,500 is okay. Yeah. I want to double. Like I got to 1,000. Yeah. I want 2. Then when you get to 2, you want to get to 5. Then you get to 5, you want to get to 10. I mean, God, that's a lot. There's people that do it though. There are people that are 20, 30,000 into this thing. Shout out to Eric, man. Follows us on Untapped, and he's a soldier for it, man. Oh my God. It's crazy though, but can drink with that guy one day. Yes, I don't think we can keep up. No, I can't for sure. So,
Make sure you tune in Monday. We're going to talk about something. We always figure it out as we go.
Talk about something.
Yeah, we'll talk about something. And then make sure you tune in next Thursday where we'll talk about the headlines from the week, what's going on a little bit on Raw and SmackDown. And at that point, we'll be 2 weeks out from WrestleMania. So we'll have a lot better idea, again, of where we're going.
Yes.
And we'll go from there. I think next week we're going to review our WrestleMania cards that we set up a couple weeks ago. Kind of see where we've gone wrong.
Yeah, we're kind of
sort of like our NCAA brackets. We'll see what we've done wrong and
crash and burn.
Who's crashed and burned. So, as always, make sure your pint glass is full and your body slams stiff.
You've been listening to the Beers and Body Slams podcast. Find us online at beersandbodyslams.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Beers and Body Slams podcast. Until next time,
Have a nice day.